Okay, now let's try to understand this question. And it's a very simple question where you need to create some output using some variables. Now the question says write a program that declares and initialize double variables 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 to the values 1.0, 1.414. There are 5 values you need to give for these 5 variables. Then write output statements to generate the following legend and table. So whatever the output that you generate must be like this output. Okay, so we need to use output statements, that means C out statements in C++. So let's see how to create this simple program. It's not a complicated program because you need to just declare and initialize 5 variables, and then you need to assign those values to respective variables, and then just use cout statements to create some output. So let's do it. So here you can see I have created a blank source file in div C++. So let's create the source code, include, and let's create the IO stream header. Right, then the main function. Right, now how many variables you need to declare? So all the variables will be declared in here are local variables. All these variables are double variables. So what we can do, we can put double, that's the data type, and then declare the variables. So because all are same variable type, we can do it like this: 3, 4 and 5. And then you must assign values. That means variables must be initialized like this. So let's initialize each variable with the value. So one is this one is 1.000, 2, then 3, third variable 1.732, and then the 4, 2.0. Now you can see in these values there are 3 decimal points. The last one is 5. So variables were declared and initialized. Now next we need to create the output as it is shown in the preview. To create the output, we need to use the cout statements. So let me create the first output here. So using cout. Now you can see just beneath the include statement, we haven't used using namespace std statement. Because of that, in front of cout, we need to use std double colons. Okay, so that's what you need to normally do. Now you can see, let me try use the tab character 2 times and then enter square root like this. Let's see how the output is created. So let me compile this and run. Now you can see how the output is generated like this. So actually I can move this in maybe 1 tab to the right. So to do that, what you need to do, just put a tab character here like this. So now when you run and compile, you can see we get something like this. So n is here and the square root is here. So I think the distance between these two are too much, so we can use 1 tab space. So let's reduce 1 tab here like that. So just before the n we have 1 tab space, and after n we have 1 tab space. Right, let's run this and see how the output is generated. You can see this is how the output is generated. So we have n here and the tab space, square root. So we have a tab space here also. Right, let's add the other statements. Right, so the following statement is again std double colons, then 1. So you need to use a cout statement again, and then again we need to use tab space like this, and then 1, then tab space, then you can enter the variable value. So here at this point I need to concatenate this string, this text, with the value of the variable. So this process is called concatenation, where the text is joined with the value of the variable. Okay, so we need to enter the name of the variable, which is 1, like this, and then you can use to end the statement, you can use the std double colons end L, and let's terminate the statement like this. Let's see how the output is generated. We need to create a line space. That means in the first statement also we need to use the std double colon end L like this. Okay, so that will make sure the next line start with the new line. By putting NL, every time you can send the next line to a new line. So let's make sure that the following line start with a new line. Okay, let's compile this and see how it works. Okay, so we have an output like this, but you can see I'm not getting the precisions just after the 1 then dot. I'm not getting the decimal numbers in the output. We can fix it. Let's fix it later. So I need to just see how the output is generated. So let's take the second variable also and put it just beneath this. Now you can see when I use the cout and also when I use the NL, you can see I need to use this std double colons. Now I have to repeat this process. You can see I use std double colon here and I use it here. So every time when I use cout, NL, and even if I want to use cin, I have to use this. Now you can prevent just repeating these again and again by entering this statement just beneath the header. So if you enter using namespace std here, you need to add the semicolon at the end. Now by adding this statement, you can prevent entering these. So now you can remove these std double colons from your code like this. And let's compile this and see how it works. And you can see it works. So just use using namespace std. So that's the meaning of that. So normally if you don't add this statement, you need to use std double colons whenever you use cout and l. Okay, right. Let me add the next statement. So it's cout, and again we need to create the tab space first, and then 2 and tab space, and then the variable after the tab. So that'll be 2 and l. So let me create the following statements quickly. Now you can see all the statements were created. Now we can compile this and see how how the program runs. Okay, now you can see I get some decimal points. Now I get decimal points for these because they have decimal numbers, but the first one and the fourth one I'm not getting decimal numbers. The reason is, followed by the decimal point, they have only zeros. Okay, so that's why those decimal points are not displayed. Right, let's try to fix that, because I need to show decimal numbers there. That is how the output is shown. So let's try to fix it. Now to fix that, you need to use precisions. Let's see how we can use precisions in this program. Now to use precisions in your program, you need to enter these following statements. So every time when you want to use precisions for floating point numbers, especially when these floating point numbers are displayed on the screen, you need to use these statements. So the first one is cout dot setf, then open parenthesis, then you enter ios double colons fixed. Okay, this statement must be there. Then followed by cout dot setf ios must be within the parenthesis, ios double colons show point, and then cout dot precision. So within the parenthesis here, we need to add the number of points you need to show. Now in this one, we need to show three decimal points, like this. Okay, right, let's see how it works now. So let's compile this and see. Okay, now everything shows perfectly. You can see the decimal numbers are shown here, 1.000. Now previously we didn't get this decimal numbers because followed by 1 and the decimal point, we didn't have any numbers there. We had only 0. So normally zeros are not displayed, but we can fix it. How did we fix it? We fix it by adding these 3 statements. So whenever you want to use precisions in a C++ program, you need to use these statements. Okay, right. So that's it. I think that's our program. So this is what we wanted to create. And so thank you for watching.